I knew it the moment she pointed toward the far end of the garden, that corner where the lanterns didn't quite reach, where the air was colder and the music barely touched. "This way," my sister said, her voice coated in that polite sweetness she reserves for people she secretly despises. She smiled too wide, guiding me and my husband to a small table tucked behind the hedges. "It's quieter here," she added, her diamond bracelet catching the light like a weapon. Quieter, yes. Secluded, certainly. Exiled? Absolutely. The rest of the guests sat under the golden canopy, laughter floating like champagne bubbles. My sister's table was at the center, beside her fiancé, Daniel Hartwell, heir to Hartwell Banking, her newest trophy. She'd done well for herself, or so she thought. I didn't argue. I just smiled, took my seat, and watched her bask in the glow of a life she believed was beyond mine. But the truth? I'd already won. There was a time I adored her. She was the older one, the brilliant one, the one who knew how to charm a room while I learned to stay invisible. She'd whisper secrets to me at night about who she'd marry, how she'd never settle for ordinary. Then came my wedding. She stood beside me as maid of honor, eyes shimmering not with joy, but envy. I didn't see it then. I do now. When she met my husband, Ethan, at our engagement party, I noticed her lingering too long on his smile, the way her voice softened when she spoke to him. I told myself I was imagining it. Sisters don't do that. But sisters do. It started small, her sudden interest in his career, her visits when I wasn't home, the way she'd casually mention how lucky I was. Then the messages began. A text I wasn't meant to see. "You make me feel alive, Ethan. She doesn't understand you like I do." I stared at the screen until the words blurred. My hand didn't shake, my breath didn't catch. Because in that moment, something colder than heartbreak took root inside me. I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I didn't let them know I knew. I planned. Ethan didn't realize that I handled our finances, that every investment, every transfer, every digital footprint passed through my eyes. And my sister, well, she'd never been discreet. Within a month, I had everything I needed. Proof of the affair, evidence of the money she siphoned from Daniel's accounts to fund Ethan's consulting projects. That was the irony. She thought she was manipulating two men. She didn't realize one of them was already under my thumb. Ethan had debts, gambling mostly. Debts I'd quietly paid off years ago. Debts that could destroy his career if they resurfaced. So I made a deal. He would play his part at her engagement party. He would smile, laugh, and say nothing. And when the moment came, he would shake Daniel's hand and deliver the line I'd written. The night unfolded perfectly. My sister floated through the crowd like a queen, her laughter brittle beneath the chandeliers. She spotted us at our lonely table and smirked, raising her glass in mock pity. She thought she'd exiled us out of embarrassment. She had no idea she'd placed us exactly where I needed us to be, out of sight, but within earshot of her fiancé. When Daniel approached to greet us, I could see her expression falter. He wasn't supposed to notice us, much less engage. "Ethan," Daniel said warmly, extending his hand, "good to finally meet you in person. My team's been impressed with your work." Ethan smiled, the kind of smile that conceals knives. "Thank you, Daniel. I'm surprised my wife didn't tell you we've known each other for years." Silence. Daniel blinked. "Years?" "Yes," Ethan continued. "Before you and Grace met, back when she and I were closer." Her face drained of color. I almost pitied her. Almost. The whispers started instantly. Guests turned, confused. Daniel's grip loosened. My sister stammered something about jokes, misunderstandings, but Ethan only pulled his phone from his pocket. The photos appeared in a single swipe, proof enough to level her entire illusion. Daniel didn't speak. He just walked away. My sister's knees gave out before she reached him. I sat there motionless as chaos rippled through the garden. Ethan handed me the phone, our silent transaction complete. He thought this was forgiveness, that this act erased his betrayal. He was wrong. 2 days later, his accounts were frozen, his reputation dismantled. The debts I'd forgiven resurfaced, legally, publicly. My sister fled to her mother's house. Daniel called off the engagement and filed for fraud. The papers called it a socialite scandal. I called it balance. Sometimes revenge isn't about rage. It's about patience, the art of letting someone walk themselves to the edge, then simply removing the ground. My sister once told me I'd always live in her shadow. Now, she doesn't have one. And me? I finally found peace in the quiet corner she sat me in.